Hello again, the internet. I am Eric Rooms, the film score fanatic, and in this little episode, we're going to talk about Parasite by Bong Joon-ho. This new film out of South Korea is quite worthy of the praise that I've been seeing for it on the in all the reviews. It's obviously it's a foreign film, so for dumb American audiences, and you know, you're not all dumb. I'm just generalizing. I am one of them. It's so effective that it can overcome the fact that you can't read, or you can't watch everything because you're too busy reading the subtitles. I wish I could speak Korean because I feel like there are some visual moments that you really have to work hard to understand the subtitles at the bottom of the screen and also see what's happening elsewhere. And that just speaks to my ignorance. But this is one where I kind of think I wouldn't mind seeing it a second time. Now that I know the context of every scene, I may not remember the exact words that they communicated to each other, but I know what they're saying to each other. Maybe a second viewing would be great because I could see the actors' performances a little bit more. That being said, what I was able to catch looked great. I think these are great actors that we're not totally familiar with in our society. I think there was at least a couple that I recognized, and I think that's probably mainly because I believe they've been in some of Bong Joon-ho's other films. The most notable other film to his credit that would be at least most notable to American audiences is Snowpiercer from a few years back. Actually, I think that was 2014 or something like that, so a little more than a few years back. But he also did Okja, the Netflix movie from a few years back. That one I actually do think is from a few years back. But let's see what I have in my notes here. For those of you that aren't familiar, you may have seen the trailers, and I think the trailers do a good job of making it look interesting, but I don't know if they really tell you exactly what the plot is that's coming through in this movie. At face value, it's a simple story of the lives of the haves and the have-nots. It's basically showing the differences between the lives of the very fortunate and the less fortunate. The main family that we follow in this story are the less fortunate, but they prove themselves throughout the film with their ingenuity, which is very entertaining. Sometimes sometimes they teeter on doing the wrong thing, but you appreciate that they have to in order to survive. But yeah, the one family scrapes by in the basement. Literally, they live in a sub-basement, while the other family they serve lives in the lap of luxury above everyone else. And this is visually communicated quite well several times in the film. And there's one scene in particular that I think shows Bong Joon-ho's abilities are, excellent. And that is a scene kind of by the end of the second act, You get to see how expert of a storyteller that this director is. In this scene where after a calamity happens, I'm not going to give details of that calamity. The main family, our protagonists of the story, have to kind of leave this luxurious home in the middle of the night in a rainstorm, and all throughout you're literally watching them descend from that comfort and luxury down to where they come from. And it was incredibly impactful to me, as this is, it's a rare moment that you're watching it, and as you're watching it, you're like amazed by the filmmaking for its own merits. Like, I was just watching it, like just blown away, because it was quite an incredible scene. And that, that's all credited to the photography and the direction and the acting in the moment. So there's some incredible twists towards the second half of the film. It's going to keep you guessing all the way through, but I highly recommend this one. I haven't seen a lot of foreign films, so I can't be certain, but I have to imagine this is at the very top of the list to win Best Foreign Film this year. And I think, based on what I've seen so far, and there's many more films to come out this year, I think it is deserving of a best film nomination. Who knows if it will get that, though, because I do think the Academy takes into consideration, if it's already going to win Best Foreign Film, if it necessarily needs to be included in Best Film. But I think it's worthy of that distinction. It's quite an achievement. So yeah, I would recommend you go see it in the theater. That might be one of the only times you ever get a chance to see it. That may not be a totally fair assessment, but I'm sure it'll be on streaming someday. And if you're not watching Korean film in your Netflix, it's never going to get suggested to you, and you'll never end up seeing it. So that's why I say I recommend, if you want to see it, you should go see it now in the theater. It is well worth your time. So, have you seen it? What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments down below. That way. And we'll start a discussion, talk about the details if you want. But as always, I've been Eric Grooms, the Film Score Fanatic. I appreciate any and all interaction you're willing to give me, especially if you would like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that greatly. And I will see you on the next review show. Bye.